So when I originally started filming this video, we were going to carve a stamp, kind of more holiday themed, a little gingerbread house. And I started working on that. I was filming it. So this is it. So I came to this top area and I wanted to try to carve out more of the blank space. I have one good thinner carving tool, but my thicker ones are just the speedball ones. I've used them a ton of times. I usually carve softer stamps like the pink stamps, but I had this in a little bit bigger size, so I said, hey, let's give this a try. I haven't really used this too much, so I thought it would be fun to try it. However, it was not, because my thing wasn't really sharp enough. It ended up slipping. I broke a nail and I just can't carve this whole thing with that. So I'm going to scrap this for now. We're going to set that aside. And today, instead, we are going to work on some gel plate printing. I have not done this before, so this is not a tutorial, but it is something that I've been wanting to try. It looks like a lot of fun. So I have a gel plate that I bought a little while back, and I just kind of set it aside and waited for, when things weren't all prepping for craft fairs and stuff. And I think today is that day, given that this did not work out. So this video is going to go out a little bit later than I anticipated. I wanted it to come out this weekend that I'm filming. However, we're starting from scratch and I'm going to a wedding tonight, so I don't even have that much time. So I've got about an hour or so to play with paint and hopefully keep my hands clean before I go to this wedding. So yeah, we're going to get on that. I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm doing. Maybe I'll share just what I'm using. For paints, I'm going to keep it simple. I have these two from Blick, the sap green. Actually, it's sap green hue, so it might be a little different than sap green. And then I have, it won't focus, but I have burnt umber. And then I think I'm just going to use my Payne's gray. And I'm just going to start with these. So my idea is to gel print a background and then draw over it with either my white Posca pen, or I have these gold pens, these deco color gold paint pens, and I might use some stamps also. And I'm gonna gather all my papers and stuff like that. I think I have a Bristol paper pad. I might try using that just because this is more for fun and testing things out. And I don't know if that will work. We're gonna try it. I also have watercolor paper that should definitely be good. I have some Canson watercolor paper, and I do have some rice paper. I got ink to ink paint a long time ago, and I don't do it too often, so I have a ton of that paper. I know thin paper, they say, is good for getting in all the little crevices and stuff, so I have that. I do have some flowers on my kitchen table. They're not doing so well, but I've been holding on to them because I want to try printing, and I figured, they would be perfect to test out with. So we'll go snip some of those. And what else? I have the two brayers, and I think that's all we really need. I put down a little board, so if I make a mess, that's okay. I'm gonna get some scrap paper to clear off the paint from the brayers while I'm going. And let's see what we can make today. Okay, so I have this Bristol paper, and then I also have, this is Canson watercolor paper, their heavy watercolor paper. I just don't have the cover to this pad anymore, but this is really big. So I was thinking maybe we could even do 2 on a page, and then we can cut them down later. My gel plate is an 8x10, so I wanted paper a little bit bigger to kind of play with, but I also have this printmaking paper, but I don't really want to use this up because I do like this for my block prints. So I may or may not use this, but I think we're going to try these two and see what works. I feel like this is pretty thick and it's nice and smooth, so I'm hoping that this will work. This is the jelly plate I'm going to be using. It is an 8x10, and I did get this at Michael's. It is fresh in the package, so we're gonna open her up today. Okay, and these are the flowers we're gonna be working with. They look a little sad, I know, but like I said, I've just been holding on to them so that I can use them for this purpose. So these still look pretty good. They're a little crusty underneath, but some of them are still pretty soft. So I think we'll use those. We may try to use a couple of these. And then I was thinking these could make something nice too. And maybe actually even some of these leaves I think would be good. I'm gonna sift through these and pull out what I think is usable. I want to have a couple of things so we can make a couple of prints. So I'm gonna sniff. I'm gonna sift through these and snip what we're going to work with today. Okay, so I also found this mixed media paper. I think I'm gonna try using this too. I do like this paper. I actually like this for block printing also. So we'll do that. Here are the flowers that we snipped. We've got a whole bunch of them here to play with, mostly little mums, but we'll make them work. And I also grabbed some of these. And I did get out the rice paper. I'll probably need another sheet or two of that. And then we have some old newspaper for cleaning the brayers. Oh, the brayers, I have to find those. Okay, I'm gonna go find those and then I think we're ready to get started. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just opened this and it's like so nice and clean. It looks so pretty. Can't believe we're gonna splatter paint all over it. Okay, I'm actually going to leave the plastic that's on the bottom just because this is a little, it's not like a solid surface, it's kind of fuzzy, I guess, if you will. It's like the bottom of a draw insert. I just kind of use it as like a protector for my surfaces. So that's why there's these spray from me spraying my ornaments. But so I'm just gonna leave the bottom one on there just so that the little fibers don't stick to the gel pad. This may even be a bad surface to do this on. Maybe, you know what, I'm gonna lay some newspaper, or you know what, maybe I'll even just put this underneath it also. It's just an extra little layer of protection because I just really don't want the little fiber. Maybe they won't, I don't know. I've not really worked with this before, so they may not get stuck in it, but just in case, we're gonna put something under there. I'm gonna start with the Bristol paper and see if we can get something on there. This mixed media paper is a little bit smaller, which is totally fine. I actually got the bigger plate, but figured I would probably work a little bit smaller because I usually do, but wanted the option and I figured you could use it for both rather than having to have two. Because if you go smaller, there's no option to go bigger. So let's tear off a piece of our Bristol paper. Do you see this? I can't get it off. Okay, there we go. It did not want to come free. Okay, let's get to it. I think I'm gonna start with just some Payne's Gray. And I want to use this to spread the paint. And I think I want to use the smaller one to rub the paper, I think. So let's do that. Let's dust her off. She's been in the drawer for a little while. And I'm pretty sure you just need like a tiny bit of paint. You don't even really need too much. So here we go. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. And this is just Galleria acrylic Payne's Gray. I use that one pretty often. I love Payne's Gray. Okay. Now, I have watched a few videos in this. Why does it seem like it's not even sticking? Oh my goodness, you guys. Do I need more paint maybe? I don't know. We're gonna just keep going with it and see what happens. Let's add a little bit more paint though. It seems like, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see it in the camera. It seems like it's kind of pooling. Is it supposed to do that? I don't know. Every time I've like seen a video, let's try a little bit more paint. They always seem like nice and thick. So maybe I just didn't use enough. Let's try that. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying really hard not to get paint all over my nails. Okay, this seems to be a bit better. I don't love the stroke lines that I'm seeing. Clean off the brayer. This one first. See, it's like coming up. I wonder if you're supposed to prep this first or something. this. Okay, so that worked, but you can even see here all the little air bubbles. I guess that's a good way to describe what I'm seeing, is the air bubbles have come up on here too. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe we'll try the Blick paint next, but I mean, Winsor & Newton is decent paint, so I don't want to blame the paint. I think you're supposed to kind of like let this dry. I kind of wish I had some paper with it already painted in the background. I did want to do that too, like paint watercolor on the paper and then use that as a background for something like this rather than putting paint over this. I think that might be okay. Let's try this. Let's do some burnt umber over it and see what we get. This looks cool though. Let's see if we just mess it up or if we get something cool. Go with the Bristol paper. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my God, that is awful. Guys, that looks terrible. Okay, let's try something else. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause and I think I'm gonna paint some watercolor on the background of paper and try this again. I feel like this is not, is it because it's new? Like, I don't know, but guys, no. Let's try again. All right, guys, we are bringing out some white paint because I think just the dark on the dark made it look terrible. So we're gonna try it with some white paint and see what that gives us. Okay, so I have just quickly thrown some watercolor onto these two to kind of have a background. So we'll play with these two, and I just tore another piece of the Bristol paper out of the pad. We're gonna work on that one first while these are drying. All right, so first let's do the burnt umber. I'm gonna add a little more paint because I know like every video I've watched has said not to use a lot of paint, but I don't seem to be getting the spread everyone else does. So until we can fully figure that out, I'm going to use a little bit more paint. Maybe it's just because it's new, because this seemed to go on a little bit better. I'm gonna go for the same sort of look as the first one that I botched up. These I think are a little too dead. They're leaving little marks, but all right. Now instead of using that rice paper, I'm just gonna go right in with this and try to soak it up on here. Oh yeah, hear that crunch. And we'll see what happens with that. This is just a fun trial session. All right, let's see what we've got. Ooh, all right, so it's just a big empty hole, but I might use this to make something. So this isn't too bad. This is okay for me. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this rice paper though, just to kind of get in between here and here, because we did not really get that with the other paper. So we'll do that, pick these up. Now let's get some white. Maybe just a little pinch of this terracotta. Okay guys, let's see what we get with this one. Please be cool. Ooh, okay, this one came out way cooler. Yay! That one's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so this I think is like perfect for painting over, drawing over, or honestly, I really like it even just like that. Yay! Okay, cool. This one came out good. We didn't really do anything differently other than swap up the colors a little bit. So I think just that dark on dark. And also it didn't seem to spread quite how it did on this one. So I think a little more paint was a good idea. Or here, my other frame. A little more paint was a good idea and a better contrast of the colors. This just looks muddy and yucky. So yay. Okay, we're going to set this aside, let it dry, and keep going. Okay, on the next one, I'm gonna kind of leave what's on here. I don't know if that will pick up or not in the next printing, but let's do it anyway and just see how it goes. And I want to do white and then a darker background on this one. So dab some paint on there. Yes, I know I'm probably using too much. It wasn't looking nice for me otherwise, so we're using too much in this video. Okay, let's do some leaves on this one. You know what, I'm gonna give it a minute just to dry, and then we'll do some burnt umber over it. But let's see. Nope, another fail. I think this didn't dry long enough. I don't know. Well, okay, that helped. All right, so that's pretty cool. I just wish the background was a little bit darker. Otherwise, I think that would have been cool. Okay, we're going to try one more because I am running out of time and I do have to go finish getting ready to go out tonight. So I'm gonna do burnt umber. I'm gonna peel it off. Hopefully the flowers will stay dark. And then, no, Payne's Gray. Hopefully the flower imprint will stay dark. I'm gonna just do it on plain white paper and hopefully we can just see a nice imprint. Oh, that negative space would have been really cool on another piece of paper. They look so cool on here, so I really hope this one comes out how I'm hoping. All right, guys, last one, moment of truth. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so this came out not too bad. I didn't really want all of this extra, but it's okay. We can work with it. I do like this. This is definitely a learning curve. Okay, you guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I know they didn't all go to plan, but again, this was my first time doing this, so this was definitely a learning video for me. Hopefully this maybe just inspired you to try something new, even if it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. They definitely make this look easier than it kind of was. I mean, not that it was hard, but it wasn't as, oh, just roll the paint and stamp it and you're good. Because as we can see, I had definitely some that did not look so good. So I really enjoyed doing this with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and do not chew me out in the comments for all the mistakes I made with this. Like I said, we are learning. But yeah, so anyway, all in good fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe so I can see you in the next one. Bye.